My name is Niels Jeppesen and I am with my design partner Jeppesen Pons in charge of the design of their new next model Arcona 50. Jeppesen Pons is the name of our design office. We founded the company 2 years ago.
My name is Ariadna Pons. Today I came here to Udavela to see the progress with the hull, the deck, everything together, and the interiors as well.
I've designed 60 boats in my year. It's always the same sort of joy every time to see the first hull. I have to say I'm very pleased with our design, Jeppesen Pons design. I think it's exactly what we want, but also the level of finishing and detailing and quality I can see these guys are putting into this project. It's really, really nice. With the 3D renders and all our 3D design tools, nothing comes to a surprise anymore when sort of the aesthetics of the hull. The hull is perfect. I can't see any mistake. It came out 110 kilo lighter than we anticipated. Of course, it's pleasing that it's going that way. This is like 2% underweight, and that is really nice. It's a good start. As a 50-footer, you have much more room for these elements, which makes the boat a really good cruising boat. So you have maybe generators, you have water makers and air condition and all these things. You have a dedicated technique tunnel under the cockpit for these things. In the 50-footer, you have even a garage for a 2.8 meter rib. You have a dedicated sail cabin where you can store your Code Zero and your heavy weather jib. So there is much more space in the 50-footer, and especially on the modern hull of a 50-footer compared to the previous generation of Arconas. We have taller freeboards. The hulls are not wider actually, but the freeboards are taller, fuller sterns to give more stability to the boat and go faster both upwind and on a breeze where you need hull stability. But also the front end of the boat have become fuller and fuller in the past years. Look, for instance, at the new Vendée Globe or Volvo Ocean race boat. They're almost as full in the front as they are in the stern. It's a win-win situation, in my opinion, to have these fuller ends. It gives better sailing qualities for the way our clients using the boats nowadays.
So this new Arcona 50 will have 3 different keels as optional. We have the deep keel at 295 meter draft, we have the mid keel at 2.5 meter draft, and we have the shadow keel at 2.2 meter draft. So normally these boats have the mid keel as the standard one, and then you can upgrade it for the deep keel for better performance. But for this boat we wanted to be a little bit extra and then give the deep keel as a standard part. For these keels, they have the trailing and the leading edge a little bit curved, so it's to balance the pressure along the sections of the full fin. At the end of the fin, we have a very heavy LED bulb, which gives a very high stability, which is very good for sailing, upwind and reaching. For the other 2 optional keels, we have the mid-drive that follows exactly the same philosophy as the deep keel, and then we have the shadow one, which is been designed to be a L bulb keel.
All in all, we have done what we can to make the boat as easy to handle, short-handled as possible. Most of them have a dream of going across oceans, right? And some of them, maybe 15–20% will do it. Go for circumnavigation or taking part in the Atlantic rally for cruisers, and I think Arcona 50 would be an ideal boat for such a thing. The people running the company and who owns the company, they are willing to go even further than I'm used to achieve some weight saving, and we are making a lot of the interior parts in cord, which means instead of having a main core of the interior made out of gaboon plywood, we use actually either plastic honeycomb or we use divinacell foam. We do that in the doors, in the floorboards, in all the fronts, wardrobe fronts and galley fronts, the tables in the cockpit and seats in the cockpit. So all in all, the whole game is to try to save less 1,000 kilo, let's say, compared to most other boat builders.
So the design of the Arcona 50 deck has been designed so everything is really accessible. So when you need it, you have it there. But also when you are having dinner with your family in port, everything is hidden and very, very clean deck. So for instance, we have here aft deck hatch where you will be able to open it and you will have the deck shower and you will have the shore power. Close the hatch and there are some holes here, so the cables or the hose will be run through and everything will be clean, so you don't see anything when you don't want to see it. This deck is been designed to be a short-handed one. Everything is run on this area, so you have very good access when you are helming or even when you are training the main. So all the halyards will be stored here, and when you need it, you just open the lid, take all the halyards and play with it, and then when you arrive to a harbor or when you rest for the day, you can put it in, close the lid, and everything will be super clean and ready. The same way as we try to hide all the sailing gear, we also will try to hide the nice gear. That means that the spray hood will be covered in this recess, so you will have some covers that it will be hinged, so it's not easy to lose them or to mess around. And then you open the lids, you put the spray hood up, and then when the spray hood is up, you can close the lids again, so everything will be neat when sailing or when resting. For the front of the boat, we have been designing this part, so it's only one compartment, very easy to access, with two hatches. The first hatch, which is this small one, will be open and will be accessible when we play with the anchor. That means that you will have the windlags here, and the anchor goes from the anchor fitting all the way here, and then with your remote control you will be able to see the chain and operate it. The same way we could bring all the weight of the chain a little bit aft to improve a little bit the performance as well. The boat has been progressing every day and almost every hour, and we can see now that some details are getting into shape and it looks more like as a finished product. This specific boat will have the U-shaped galley, which allow us a little bit more storage and a little bit more enclosure, so when you are sailing offshore you are a little bit more covered.
This yacht will be the best compromise I can come up with Arcona for a perfect cruising boat, because a perfect cruising boat is safe, it is good quality, and it is fast, but it's also reliable. We make the standard boat have such good equipment that it can perform. Arcona and we jointly guarantee that the boat is well built. All the technical installation has been discussed in detail. All details has been designed and redesigned until everybody is happy around the table. But the main thing for me as a person is also to try to make a boat which is aesthetically pleasing. You can call it a head turner.